Good morning and welcome to Yoga Saturdays with Yogi Kate. I'm Yogi Kate. So this is a class that takes place on the first Saturday of the month and it's 45-ish minutes. I'm not going to say it's always 45 because sometimes we go a little bit longer, but 45-ish minutes of yoga flow. And it's kind of a combination of styles of yoga. Sometimes I'll do some restorative poses, a little more vinyasa, anything else I'm feeling inspired by. And it's just a great way for you to try out the practice of yoga and specifically my teaching style. So thank you so much for joining me today. For this class, you don't need any props, really. If you want, well, that's not true. Today you do need one prop, but you have it in your home, don't worry. All you need is a blanket. So I have one of these beautiful yoga blankets, but you can use a blanket that you keep on your couch or on your bed, just anything that has a little bit of length because I'll be showing you how we're going to use it in our first pose. So if you need a blanket, go ahead and grab one now, and I will show you what we're doing to start. All right, so we're going to begin today in a pose that I am just so obsessed with right now. It's called spine lengthening pose, and it's actually restorative yoga, which is the practice of conscious relaxation. So we're just going to start in this really nice pose, get relaxed, and then we'll move into a little bit more movement. So take your blanket, and a little bit longer of a rectangle is good. What you're going to do is roll it just up into this nice little Tootsie Roll, I guess you could call it. And just make sure it's nice and tight because we'll be laying on it. So then take it and put it in the center of your mat, like so. And what you're going to do is bring the base of your spine right up to the back of the roll. And then keeping a nice long spine, lower one vertebrae at a time, all the way down onto it. And your blanket should be long enough where your head actually has a pillow to rest on. That's a part of the roll. And if you feel that your sit bones are on the blanket, just scoot yourself down a little bit. And I personally think it's really nice to just grab the back of my head and lift it up a little bit like you're doing a crunch and then really lengthen the neck as you relax on down. Take your arms wide to the side. This is really good for opening up your chest and the pec muscles. And then with your legs, a couple of options. You can either just extend them straight forward. You can bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide for a Supta Baddha Konasana. Or another offering is to bring your feet up so that your knees are on top of your ankles. Take your feet a little wider and then drop your knees together for a collapsed bridge. And this is just really supposed to be relaxing and comforting. I'm kind of digging this collapsed bridge today, so I'm going to stay right here. But get yourself extra comfy. And when you arrive, just close your eyes and feel the heaviness of your body on the ground and your spine connecting every vertebrae on the blanket. Of course, if this is not comfortable for you, you can move the blanket to the side and just lay on down in Savasana. All the leg variations are still great, whatever you prefer. And just close your eyes and begin to breathe. Continue breathing and just notice the quality of your breath. Maybe it's deep or shallow. Maybe the inhales or the exhales are longer or shorter than the other. And just see what you can do to round and smooth the breath out so it's just really fulfilling in your body. So I know it's been a stressful week for a lot of people. The election and the pandemic can just really, really get you stressed out and feeling anxiety and all kinds of things going on. So today, while we practice, I'm going to share with you something that I like to call back when I'm feeling a little out of control. And it's a quote that I found from Christy Ann Martin. So as you lay here, just continue breathing. And I want you to visualize the aspects of this quote as I say them. When your world moves too fast and you lose yourself in the chaos, introduce yourself to each color of the sunset. Reacquaint yourself with the earth beneath your feet. Thank the air that surrounds you with every breath you take. Find yourself in the appreciation of life. When your world moves too fast and you lose yourself in the chaos, introduce yourself to each color of the sunset. Reacquaint yourself with the earth beneath your feet. Thank the air that surrounds you with every breath you take. Find yourself in the appreciation of life. Let's begin class with 3 big deep breaths together. First, exhale all of the air, get everything out of your system. Then inhale, filling your belly big. The breath rises into your lungs, all the way up to the top of your head, your crown. And then exhale, let that breath go. Again, fill up base of the spine. Feel the breath rise up to the back of the heart space. And then all the way to the crown of the head. And exhale, let that breath go. Third breath, biggest one you've taken so far today. Inhale, fill your belly big like a Buddha belly. The breath rises up the spine to the lungs, back of the heart space, up to behind your shoulder blades, and then all the way to the crown of your head. And exhale, let that breath wash through you and out. Wherever you are, start to wake your body up by just wiggling your fingers and maybe your toes. Then when you're ready, absolutely no rush, we're going to roll over to our right side. If your feet are in Supta Baddha Konasana, use your hands to help bring your knees back up to center. And then we're all just gonna roll on over. Stay here with yourself for a moment. And then it's a little bit of a tricky situation, but you're gonna reach your left arm up ahead and just move that blanket roll out behind you, so it's out of the way. And then roll on back to your back so that you actually have your spine connected to the earth this time. And from here, it might feel good to windshield wiper your legs back and forth a little. You can draw your knees to your chest and give yourself a hug. Maybe make circles with your knees in one direction, massaging out the sacrum, which is the big bone at the base of your body. And then you can go in the other direction. Just follow your intuition and know what your body is naturally leaning towards. Just go there, go with it. All right, and when you're ready, we're going to rock and roll along the length of our spine. Of course, if that doesn't feel good, you can roll back over to your side and then come up. Otherwise, just start to gently rock forward and backwards. After spine lengthening poses should feel so nice, massaging out each and every vertebrae. And you're gonna rock and roll your way all the way up into a tabletop pose. So those of you that are new to yoga, tabletop pose is kind of one of our starting poses, and it literally, you just wanna make your body a table. It's pretty easy. So spread your hands nice and wide, middle fingers point forward. And think about stacking your wrist, elbows, and shoulders in one nice long line. Your hips are directly over your knees. And then you can either keep your feet flat down so the tops are on the mat, or if you want a little bit of a foot stretch, you can flip your toes, and that feels good. All right, this is tabletop pose. Let's take a big breath in. Think about drawing your belly button to your spine and just becoming nice and sturdy. And exhale, let that breath go. Again, inhale, engage your core, feel yourself firing up. And exhale, let that go. One more big breath in here in tabletop pose. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw your chin to your chest, arch your spine, tuck your tailbone. We're moving into cat pose. So you really just want to create this arch shape with your body. Exhale. Then as you inhale, slightly bend your elbows and then feel your heart pulling forward into cow pose. Sit bones are reaching back, the belly is dropped, collarbones are expanding wide forward. As you exhale, take the chin to the chest, round in your shoulder blades, tuck the tailbone, cat pose. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows, chest pulls forward, seat bones reach back, collarbones expand wide, cow pose. Exhale, move into cat. And then inhale, move into cow. Couple more rounds of cat and cow, if that feels good. We've been kind of working with the linear spine today, so this might feel really nice, just the wave of energy moving up and down. You can always take it into something a little bit more organic, like moving your body in great big circles. One direction. And then the other. Maybe it feels good to take your hips all the way back and really extend through the hands. Just play around with your body for a little bit. We'll say like 3, 4 more breaths. And the number one rule in yoga is if you are following your intuition and listening to what your body wants and is telling you to do, then you can't do it wrong. This feels so good for me today. I hope it does for you too. Couple more rounds of breath. We'll inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, let's all meet back in that nice, strong tabletop pose. So you're more static and you have a nice, strong belly drawn into your spine. All right, from here, let's all lift our right leg nice and slow and controlled behind us. We're going to create one nice long line of energy from the crown to the heel. Your toes on your right foot are pointing down, and then just step that foot all the way back as far as you can go. From here, we're going to just rock and roll a little bit, forward and backwards. You'll feel the stretch out on your calf muscle. And it might feel good to stay a little bit more back in space, and you can totally go for that. Just a little bit of a massage there. All right, and let's all inhale, bringing our right leg back up to center, our body back in tabletop, nice center. And then you're gonna swing your right leg out to the side and place it on the ground. I'll spin around so you can see where I am, but we're moving into gate pose. So here, right foot is out, and then you want your left knee to be perpendicular to the arch of your right foot. Hands are just right underneath your shoulders, like tabletop pose, and then walk your hands back and up your body to gate pose. So you can keep your left toes flipped down or flipped up, your choice. Just nice, strong, sturdy base. If you need to adjust sliding your right foot out a little bit more, go for it. It's really important to keep your left shoulder, your left hip, and your left knee in one nice long line of energy. Let's all bring our hands to our hips, and then we're going to take our left hand all the way high to the sky. Inhale, reach up tall. And then as you exhale, slight side body stretch on the left as you take your left hand over to the right. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Another big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale once more. Can you reach your left fingertips just a bit further in space? And then as you exhale, take the left hand up and down to the side. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. You'll feel a nice stretch all along the left side of your neck. Really reach your left fingertips outward. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Another inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, use your left hand to help guide your body back up to center. And then we're just going to place both of our hands down in front, like how we came into gate pose, but this time walk your hands out 1 or 2 paw prints, I guess you could say, in front, and then think about really taking your booty back in space. If you practice yoga, you'll feel kind of like a down dog in the top part of your body. If you don't practice yoga, don't worry. We're going to go to down dog soon, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But just really try to feel the stretch all along the left side body, especially right shoulder blade. Make sure you're taking the hips back. And then we're going to come out of that. Just slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then bring your right leg up and behind you again. So we're back here. And then just place it back down, tabletop pose. Let's take the left side. So you have a nice, strong tabletop base. We're going to inhale, reach our left leg up, back behind us. Toes are pointing down, long line of energy from the crown to the heel. And then just place the left foot on the mat. You can rock forwards and backwards again. Feels so good. I have some left hip issues, and it kind of just always goes down into my left knee and ankle too. So for me, static on the left side feels really, really good. So I'm going to stay here for about 2 more breaths. Continue doing what you need to do. You can also shake your head out. No, not yet. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. On our next inhale, we'll all come on back up to that nice strong tabletop pose, and then swing your left leg out to the side, moving into gate pose. So left foot goes to the mat, right knee is perpendicular to left arch, and then just walk your hands backwards, crawl up your body, gate pose. And then again, check yourself. If you need to slide your left foot out a little bit, you can. Right shoulder, right hip, right knee, nice long line. Hands come to hips, and then we'll inhale, reach our right hand high to the sky. On the exhale, we get that side body stretch on the right side, reaching our right fingertips towards the left. Breathe in here, and breathe out. Inhale, and exhale. Another big breath in, and a big breath out. Inhale one more time. And then on the exhales, when you take the right arm down to the side, drop the left left ear to the left shoulder, and really get that nice stretch in the right side of your neck. Think about extending through the right fingertips. 3 breaths, inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale again, and exhale. Breathe in one more time, and out. On your next inhale, reach through the right fingertips to stack vertebrae, one on top of each other. Head is the last thing to rise. And then we're just gonna put our hands back down on the earth as if we're in tabletop, but then we walk our hands forward a little bit for that kind of down dog, half prosarita, half gate pose variation. I don't know, it just feels great in my body. I hope it feels great in your body too. But really think about rooting to your hands and then taking your hips backwards in space, also rooting into the left foot, specifically the knife edge of the left foot. That's the pinky toe side. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale here. And exhale, slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Swing your left leg back around. Nice long line of energy. And then just come on back into tabletop pose. Let's take a little bit of a cat-cow because it just feels good. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow one more time. And exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, come on back. Nice, strong tabletop pose. All right, flip your toes so the balls of the mat are on, the balls of the feet are on the mat. And then as you inhale, you're gonna lift your knees up 1 inch off the ground. As you exhale, think about taking your hips high first and then back in space for downward facing dog. Now in this pose, you might need to adjust yourself a little bit. A good way to do that is shifting forward into plank. And if you feel your arms and shoulders and everything are nice and aligned, then you can take it back. So here we are, downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide. Think about rooting into the palms or into the pads of the fingers. And then biceps rotate away from your ears so the elbow creases are facing forward. Shoulder blades are gliding towards your hips. Hips are reaching high. To everyone, bend your knees a little bit. It's really good to start off with that, especially in your hamstrings. And then you can wag your tail a little. I always like to do that. Might feel good to pedal out your heels, bending one knee and dropping the opposite heel to the mat. You could take a little twist. Just a few rounds of yogi playtime with your breath. It might also feel good to just stay nice and strong in downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths wherever you are. Continue doing what you need for your body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. One more big breath in here in downward dog. Wherever you are on the exhale, we'll meet nice and strong. All right, take one more big breath in together here. And then on the exhale, you're going to, keeping your knees bent, walk your hands up, your feet up, that is, to meet your hands in a forward fold. So for forward fold, I like to bend my knees a lot at the beginning. It just feels better. I always have tight hamstrings because I like to do a lot of hiking and walking. So bend your knees and then think about drawing your chest onto your thighs. You can either do what I'm doing, grab onto your ankles, opposite elbows, sway side to side for ragdoll. Just take a forward fold and really let gravity do the work for you here. Your head is drawing down to the earth. Take 3 breaths in and forward fold. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale again. And exhale. One more breath because this feels so good. Breathe in. And then wherever you are on the exhale, release your hands so they're in front of your feet. Moving into halfway lift, slide your hands onto your shins or maybe your thighs, never your knees, but you want to come into a nice flat back like a tabletop. So imagine drawing your sit bones back, belly button to spine, gaze is down so there's no creases in your neck, just a nice long line of energy, halfway lift. Take a breath in here and halfway lift. And a breath out. Inhale again. And exhale. One more big breath in and halfway lift. And then as you exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. Stay for the exhale. Breathe in once more. And exhale, forward fold. You should feel your hamstrings starting to lengthen and open up. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Really think about drawing your sit bones backwards, belly button to spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Deeply bend your knees, sweep your hands wide, use your legs to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, standing salute. And then as you exhale, close your eyes, draw your hands to your heart center. Take a moment with yourself here. You might feel something stirring up inside your body. In yoga, we call that prana, or life force energy. And whenever we practice these asanas or poses, you start to stir up that prana. That's so good for your nervous system and your, all of your systems, your respiratory system, everything. Stirring up the prana, the energy from yoga, is just so healing. So when you're ready, and there's absolutely no rush, you can let your hands fall to the side and gently open your eyes. All right, let's take a little water break. So I'm gonna get a sip of water. If you need a sip of water, go for it. And then we're just gonna take a nice simple sun salutation or three. We're gonna do three. And then we're gonna wrap it up. So take a little break. Sip of water. Man, I just love yoga. It feels so good. All right. So let's start off with our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. That's what we call it in yoga, Sanskrit. So for this, come to the top of your mat, not the top, maybe just like the top third. You can see where I am. And really think about spreading your toes wide and rooting into, I call it the 3 points of your foot. So it's the ball of your big toe, the ball of your pinky toe, and then your heel. And it's just this really nice, sturdy tripod you have. Slight bend in your knees. You also never want to lock your knees out in yoga. You'll pass out. That will be bad. So a slight bend in knees. Think about drawing your tailbone down and slightly forward so your spine can be nice and long, growing through the crown of your head. Shoulder blades are relaxing down your back. Shoulders are soft. Arms to your side. Let's take a breath in together here. And a breath out. Inhale again. And exhale. On your next inhale, keeping your shoulders soft, your arms reach high to the sky. And then as you exhale, bending your knees, take your booty back in space. We're going to forward fold. Inhale, slide your hands to your shins for halfway lift. We've been here before. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the ground, and then you're going to step both of your feet back to plank pose. Now, if plank pose is too much for you, you can drop your knees into tabletop. Same asana, just different with a little bit more support in knees. Otherwise, if you're coming along with me to plank, hands are spread nice and wide, wrists, elbows, shoulders are stacked, shoulder blades are drawing down your back, long line of energy from the crown to the heels. You have a full breath in here in plank. Full breath out, draw your belly button to your spine. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows backwards towards your feet, lower all the way down into the mat. Flip your toes down. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Keep them there. Think about drawing your elbows back towards your feet. We're going to take a nice low cobra. So this is a nice back bend. You really want to keep your glute relaxed. All right, exhale. Everyone root down into the mat with the top of your feet and your pubic bone. And then as you inhale, elbows draw backwards. Your heart comes forward first, and then the crown rises. We're just going to stay nice and low here. Try not to clench your glutes. Breathe in here in cobra. And breathe out. Inhale, can you get just a bit taller? And exhale, release. Flip your toes. Push up to tabletop, to plank. Full breath in here in plank. And as you exhale, hips come high, back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, down dog. And then as you exhale, walk your feet up to meet your hands, forward fold. Inhale, hands slide to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, sweep your hands wide, rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Sun salutation, that's it. Let's do two more. Inhale, sweep your hands high to the sky. Engage your core, hinge at your hips as you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat like tabletop. And exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the ground, step back to plank or tabletop if you're there. You have a full breath in here in plank. Really think about a nice long line of energy, drawing your belly button to your spine. Breath out. One more, you got it. And then exhale, bend your elbows lower all the way down to the mat. Flip your toes again. As you exhale, root down with the top of your feet, pubic bone. Inhale, elbows draw back, heart draws forward, crown rises. Stay for the exhale here in cobra. Inhale, can you get just a bit taller? And exhale, lower all the way down. Flip your toes, push up to tabletop or straight to plank. Full breath in plank, full breath out. One more inhale here in plank, you got it. And then as you exhale, take your hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and down dog. As you exhale, either walk or hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is flat like a tabletop. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your hands high to the sky, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, last sun salutation, let's bring it home. Inhale, sweep your hands high to the sky. Engage your core, hinge at your hips, bend your knees, forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift, slide your hands to your shins, back is flat like a tabletop. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the mat, step back to plank, or if you're feeling a little frisky, keeping your elbows bent, hop back to plank. Full breath in plank. Full breath out. Inhale one more time. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down to the ground. Flip your toes, root into the mat on the exhale. And then as you inhale, draw your heart forward, crown rises. Stay for the exhale in cobra. Inhale, can you get a bit taller? Stay for the exhale one more time. Inhale, grow taller. I know you can do it. And then exhale, relax all the way down to the mat. Flip your toes, push up to tabletop, or all the way to plank. Full breath in here in plank. Full breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, take your hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in and down dog for everybody. Wag your tail a little. Big breath out. One more inhale here. And then as we exhale, drop your knees to the mat. So you're in tabletop-ish. And then take your knees wide. Big toes to touch behind you. Hips come back to sit on your feet. This is child's pose. Forehead to the mat. And here in child's pose, you really just want to let it all go. This is our resting pose. You guys did it. And as you lay here in child's, feel that prana energy, the life force moving through you again. Let's take 3 big breaths together here in child's pose. Inhale, fill up at the root of your spine. Breath moves to the middle of your spine, behind your heart space, and then all the way up to the top of the crown of the head. And exhale, let that breath go. Second breath, inhale, fill all the way up. And exhale, let that breath go. Third breath, biggest one you've taken so far today. Inhale, fill all the way up. And then exhale, let that breath go. When you're ready, absolutely no rush at all. In fact, you can totally stay in child's pose for the rest of class if you want. But if you're ready, come on up to tabletop. And then from tabletop, oh, it feels so good. Maybe wiggle side to side. Another cat-cow if that's what your body's calling for. All right. So we're going to take thread the needle now. Thread the needle, what you're going to do is, I'm thinking about how I want to do this. We're going to start with our right hand. Move your right hand a little bit more center, like 1 inch more center. And then we're going to take our left hand high to the sky. Really open up. Think about reaching back with the left hand so you feel the stretch in your pec. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread the needle by taking the left hand underneath your body, top of or back of the left hand to the mat, left ear, for me it's the temple of the head, just left side of the head to the mat. And this is thread the needle. You should feel it all along the left shoulder blade. And you might stay right here. You can also take your right hand and bring it to your sacrum, your low back, and then think about rotating the right shoulder open so you feel the stretch in the right pec. Another option is to extend the right hand forward. If you do that, then I suggest that you round the right shoulder blade down to the mat, and you'll get more of a stretch all along the upper back body. Take whatever variation feels good for you and thread the needle, and we're going to hang here for about 5 breaths. Really consider working your sit bones back too. That's how you get more of a stretch all along the back body and into the spine. Two more breaths wherever you are. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And on your exhale, bring your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. You might be on your sacrum underneath you. And you're just going to come in out of this pose like you came into it. So push into your right hand, lift your chest up. Left hand comes high to the sky. And then circle your wrists in one direction. And then the other. And then just place that hand back on the mat. All right, realign your tabletop. And then this time the left hand comes about 1 more inch underneath your, 1 more inch center underneath your face. Inhale, reach the right hand high to the sky. Oh, reach it back, get that stretch on the right pec, and then thread the needle here. Back of the right hand to the mat, right ear, right temple to the mat. Take the same variation you did on the other side. So if you brought your left hand to your low sacrum, you extend it forward. You want to be balanced between the two parts of your body. And of course, if you have your hand extended forward, think about rotating the left shoulder blade down to the mat, getting the stretch all along the upper back of the body. If you have it on the sacrum, think about working the left shoulder blade towards the right so you're opening and feeling the stretch in the left pec. 5 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. I think you guys can breathe on your own.
You don't want to hear me anymore. All right, 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Breathe in one more time. And as you breathe out, draw the right hand back, left hand back underneath the left shoulder. Come on out of that as you went into it, lifting your chest, right arm to the sky, one direction, then the other, and then just come on down. If you want to take a cat-cow here, go for it. Otherwise, no fancy way to get to our next pose. We're just gonna sit on down and swing our legs around. All right, we're gonna take a nice simple forward fold and before our final Savasana. So actually, you wanna grab your blanket. This is gonna feel awesome. And you already have this roll, so maybe that's plenty. Actually I think that's probably plenty. So take the roll and you're just gonna slide it underneath your knees. And what this does is the same effect as bending your knees in forward fold. It just helps lengthen the hamstrings a little bit. So blanket under your knees, feet are on the mat. You don't wanna reach your ankles out down and see how that's like pulling tension. You want them to be kind of loose, so just loose. All right, and then maybe move some flesh so you got a nice ground with your sit bones. Draw your belly button to your spine, sit up nice and tall. Crown rises high, hands rise high. And then we're gonna forward fold by keeping our back flat. So just see how I'm folding, folding, folding. This is as far as I can go. I'm gonna bring my hands to my shins here and continue thinking about reaching forward so my back is flat. I could just round, but that's not the same effect. So hands high, nice straight back forward fold. And then with each inhale, think about rooting your sit bones down. And then with the exhale, think about extending through the crown of the head so you feel more length in your spine and you can get deeper into the fold. Breathe in here. Breathe out. See, I'm rounding a little. Inhale. And exhale. Another big breath in. And a breath out. Of course, if you don't like the roll, you can totally ditch it and just do a regular forward fold. If you don't like this at all and you're just over it and you want to move straight into Savasana, go for it. Your practice, do whatever you want. I'm just here to help you guide a little bit. 2 more breaths. Inhale here. And exhale. Another breathe in here, breath in here. And a breath out. Then we're all just gonna let our hands glide on up out of that. And then we're gonna roll on down to Savasana. So you can keep the blanket underneath your legs for Savasana. That actually might be really lovely. Just one vertebrae at a time. Come on down. And if you need to adjust, you can. Tucking your tailbone. Arms can go wide. Left hand can go on your heart, right hand on your belly. Whatever just feels really nice and natural. You can lift your heart a little bit, kind of get your shoulder blades nestled to the mat. You just find what you need to finish your practice. And once you arrive in Savasana, let's take a big breath in together. And a big breath out. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Enjoy Savasana, my friends. I'll wake you when it's time. You are certainly more than welcome to stay exactly as you are. No need to wake up until you're ready. But if you'd like to finish with me, start to slowly deepen your breath. You might want to wiggle your fingers and toes. You can rock your head side to side, massaging out the back of your skull. And if it feels right, reach your arms up above your head, take a big early morning stretch. And then draw your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, give yourself a big hug. And then roll to either the left or right side, whatever intuitively feels best to you right now. Stay here with yourself for a moment. When you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, your body heavy, slowly come up to a seated position. Your head is extra heavy, the very last thing to arrive. And then draw your hands to heart center.
Feel your sit bones rooting to the earth, your crown rising tall. We live in some pretty wild times, my friends. So just remember, when your world moves too fast and you lose yourself in the chaos, introduce yourself to each color of the sunset. Reacquaint yourself with the earth beneath your feet. Thank the air that surrounds you with every breath you take. Find yourself in the appreciation of life. Thank you all for joining me today. Namaste. I'm Yogi Kate, and this was Yoga Saturdays with Yogi Kate. First Saturday of the month, I teach this class, 45, today we're at 55 minutes, but it's about 45 minutes, that's the goal of yoga. Just introduce you to some different poses, get a good stretch, get that prana energy flowing. I also teach Wednesdays throughout the course of the month, especially the third Wednesday of the month is a restorative yoga class. So if you liked how we started off the class and you want to get deep and meditative, join me for that. I love it. It's like restorative yoga is I just love it so much. I promise you, you'll love it too. And visit my website, yogikateco.com, for other class offerings and exciting upcoming events. And be sure to follow me on Instagram, YogiKate_CO. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye.